I'm skipping this because this is 15 minutes.
For over 10 years now, one anime would crush the #1 spot on my anime list and park its ass there. Gintama, Clannad, Steins Gate, Your Name, Fruits Basket, Monogatari all sat at the throne at one point, just to meet the same fate as everyone else. Fullmetal Alchemist, a show made 30.
Yo, I was just about to say that. Fullmetal Alchemist better be on that shit, and that's exactly what he said. So we're gonna continue watching this video just because Fullmetal Alchemist is goated.
15 years ago would smack that shit to the bottom time and time again. What's so special about Fullmetal Alchemist? How is it that every time a show surpasses it in rankings, this show pulls through? The truth is, they cheated.
Of course we cheated. Of course! Because no matter what, the fan base is so diehard, we gon' cheat. Why? Because we got the whole crew, we got the viewer, we got the homunculi, we got lust, greed, wrath, we got Roy Mustang. Come on, man. Come on.
Anytime a show passes it on my anime list, the fan base gets together and is like, fuck that show. But that ain't the whole story, is it? The truth is, Fullmetal Alchemist isn't up there because it's objectively the best anime ever made, or just because the fan base downvotes anything else. It's there because 99% of people look at that and go, yeah, not just because the fan base is retarded. And believe me, that was my first guess. Whether you like it or not, Fullmetal Alchemist has been unofficially crowned the King of Shonen, and I intend to show you exactly why. Alchemy is the science that...
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I was so into this show at some point when I was like a kid that I decided to look up alchemy. I was on my shit like, yo, I'm about to, imagine if my parents being in church, heavy church-oriented parents, imagine they saw me making transmutation circles in my room. Oh my goodness, the ass beating I would have got from my mom. The ass beating. I probably wouldn't even be alive today.
That allows one to create nearly anything in exchange for something of equal value. Alchemists can remodel cars, create weapons, or even flames by harnessing the power of the world. If only I had this ability. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Freeze! Put your hands where I can see. Oh,
Hunter.
Mother of God. It's all made of cheese.
Cheese?
Yes, I'm quite aware. But why would you... That's not the question you should be asking, officer. The question is, what haven't I cheesed? The joke is that I used alchemy to turn everything into cheese. There's one fundamental restriction of alchemy, one that two brothers, Edward and Alphonse, crossed. They tried to bring back the dead. In the process, their bodies are stolen from them, and they venture out into the world to find a philosopher's stone, the one thing that can bypass equivalent.
Yup, the philosopher's stone. Yo, Stardust Spade, thank you for gifting a sub. So this shit obviously is going to have a bunch of Fullmetal Alchemist spoilers. So that's basically like the point of the show. In the beginning, you already know. I think this is the show that started the mom trend in anime that when the mother has the hair off to the side, they're going to die. And this show, literally the mom was that. Then the mom dies. Then the brothers look up the Fullmetal, not the Fullmetal Alchemist, but they look up the alchemy shit. And apparently there's this law in alchemy where you cannot bring people back because it's forbidden. And yeah, it shouldn't be done. And they still attempted to bring their mother back. But then upon them doing it, that's where Alphonse gets completely yoinked. And then Edward loses arm and leg.
In exchange and get their bodies back. That's kind of what it's about. Fullmetal Alchemist is like one of them clown napkins. For most of the show, we're here in Amestris. It's got tons of German influences, like their names: Alphonse, Olivier, Biesenhauer, Führer. The Ishvalans are a proud people that barely scrape by to retain their culture and religion. Those from across the Eastern Desert, Qing, are extremely loyal to their houses and will do anything to find the origin of immortality. Ling Yao and Mei come to Amestris for that exact reason.
Ling Yao is goated. Ling Yao and this little girl with the baby panda.
I didn't have to Google any of this. Ishval, Amestris, and Qing swell with authenticity and culture, and it makes the world that much more
put it on 3 times.
when the author cares.
I'm absorbing all of the information because I love
the Industrial
Alchemist.
Revolution. What the fuck country do they live in The Rising of Shield Hero? Authenticity. That's what sets these worlds apart. But characters are your most dangerous tool in storytelling. Alex Armstrong had no idea serving his country would mean becoming a tool of indiscriminate death. Alex runs from that fate until he realizes that the only way he can atone for what he did in Ishval is to help Ed, Al, and the rest of the world. It took 29 episodes to piece that together. Ed and Al, their whole deal is that they want their bodies back. But as they dig deeper and deeper, they uncover a mountain of conspiracies that make them question the ethics of their journey. Is it right for us to pursue this thing when people around us are dying left and right?
I'm sorry, chat. I'm like spoiling out my ass. And then the thing is that in this show, they end up finding out the only way to get a philosopher's stone. Ooh, this show is goated.
The characters are constantly evolving and adapting to the story every single episode, and the cogs start to turn.
Yup.
Any pause when someone speaks, every time their eyes dart around the room, you take notice. What's up with the nation's King Bradley?
Yo, the Fuhrer
Boy
King
Mustang,
Bradley?
Scar, Greed, Olivier. That's a fucking panda, like, what the fuck? As a kid, the one episode of Full Metal Alchemist I ever saw was, of course, the Chimera episode.
Everybody saw that
And if you haven't seen
episode.
the Chimera episode, here's a quick spoiler for episode 4, okay? Skip ahead 10 seconds if you don't want to see it. This is your last chance. Aw, what a cute girl.
Alexander says that he wants to play too.
Aw, what a cute dog.
Big brother.
Oh, hello, satanic beast. Have you seen a little girl and a dog around?
Edward.
So as a kid, I thought, this show is fucked up. Stay away from that one and watch Chowder.
Watch Chowder.
Shake, shake, shake.
Like a medium amount. Watch a medium amount of Chowder. Watching this episode as an adult, on the other hand,
Shake
is like,
shake shake
oh, Show Tucker is there to completely alter your sense of alchemy. It saves numerous lives, but the ugly part is what it takes from people. If used from another angle, alchemy is disturbing. This lesson reforges the resolve of the Elric brothers and stays.
I mean, of course, alchemy is disturbing. That's why, like, off rip in the show, it's kind of like if you want something, it's the law of equivalent exchange. So if you don't go by those rules, shit, you can fuck anything up. You need to give up something to get something. That's the whole point.
With them as a source of strength for the rest of the series. My source of strength is Provolone. It feels as if every character matters. This guy influences the Elric brothers. The Elric brothers influence a fellow soldier. That soldier sets off a chain reaction that blows up wildly in scale and ends up influencing the entire story. You get the feeling that everyone is a domino piece being pushed along by some unseen enemy. Plot is where you make use of these characters. I've thought long and hard about how to use pretty words and shit to tell you how I feel about Full Metal's plot,
Look at
but I
them
think this
things.
visual here I made does a pretty good job. Here's a standard anime. You got your beginning, climax, and your ending. Full Metal Alchemist is pretty much the same. Oh, shit! Many anime tell a good story, but none exactly like Full Metal. What I
True.
demonstrated earlier was the power of scale. We start off small. Two guys go on one simple adventure. Then we discover how evil alchemy can get, and the story grows. Arakawa wants you to ask questions. What is alchemy? What is the Philosopher's Stone? Who did Ed now work for? And every answer tightens the story's grip on you. The author knew exactly what she was doing every step of the way. Characters don't just fast travel places. You'll notice people in the background taking the train or checking out a map. There's foreshadowing on the first episode that hints at the ending, and there's
I didn't even realize that like important characters were popping up in the background while Edward and Al was like walking around different towns and shit. You said maybe I will watch this anime, bro. The fact that you haven't watched it is a sin.
so many legendary moments in the show that are etched in anime culture because of it.
The fighting.
Attack on Titan, Land of the Lustrous, Berserk. These are stories that combine an intimate knowledge of their characters with passionate, meticulous plotting. It elevates the writing from a good way to pass time to something that can make you feel deeply. Did I mention how good the fights are?
Oh, yo, the
Alphonse is
Fuhrer.
fighting a guy and gets his leg armor cut off. What do you think he does? I'll give you a second. He catches his foot, alchemies into his sword, curves it around the bad guy, and flies around on a little fucking dragon. This is genius shit, and they don't even bring it up. It's just how they fight. Elaborate, flashy, and natural at the same time. The character design in the show is like, oh, sick. They made this character out of Italians. Unique. The character design is unique. You can actually tell characters apart. If you swap the hair on any two people, you'd still recognize them. You ever watch one of those videos where Japanese people
True. You could actually tell people apart. There are some shows where it's like if you swap people's hair, you would not be able to tell them apart. But in Fullmetal Alchemist, you know who the fuck is who by just looking at them. You'd be like, yup. Even if they were like a far away character, you could tell who the fuck they are.
People try to guess the race of anime characters, but all the anime characters look the same, so they throw the wildest fucking guesses out there and don't even give a shit if it's right.
Brazilian and Japanese.
ロシアとトルコのハーフ
Turkish?
Huh.
日本に興味
You're fucking with me! In Full Metal, get this. Europeans actually look European. Ishvalans aren't just reskins of the white people. Asians look Asian. The music! Battle Scarezo's that powerful band that you want playing behind your back before a battle. A New Journey is a vibe that any anime could end on. Nice. Pretty. Just to get squashed by March of the Moving Dolls. Listening to this feels like the enemy force is closing in on you from all directions. Fullmetal Alchemist is full of magic. It has so many lighthearted moments. It's so encouraging. It's like someone bottled up an adventure and trapped it in a TV screen. While at the heart of it, it's a story about fighting fate, not compromising, and getting shit done at the same time. This alchemy, the ability to completely conquer your expectations every episode and turn that into excitement, is what cemented Fullmetal at the top of my anime list for a decade now. The sprawling plot lines, deep understanding of the characters, and relatable motives make it unlikely that any anime will take the throne.
Oh, that scene there is crazy.
Well, shit. Subscribe. I do stuff like this all the time. And leave a comment. I reply to those. But first, a word from Nord. This video's sponsor, YouTube, has been...
Oh, he has a galaxy head. That's a cool character. I'm gonna subscribe to him. I like his voice. He has a very nice voice.
For over 10...
He has a... Oh, I am subscribed to him.